Hari Om and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. This is Yamuna Devi. I am an Ayurvedic practitioner here in Om Ayurveda Wellness in Miami, Florida. And I wanted to share with you some beautiful Ayurvedic results, Ayurvedic case study of real people, real experiences. Obviously, to protect the information and confidentiality of the client, some information has been altered, but the results and the healing journey remain the same. So I'm so excited to share with you, and this is so beautiful, and I do truly believe that these beautiful results and our journey is important to be shared, because many people don't know about Ayurveda, and Ayurveda is very powerful. So also, I wanted to mention that Ayurveda is not a substitute for any medical advice that is given. It is a complementary science, and it is used in a holistic way to help approach and allow you to experience a wholeness and balance in your life. It is not a substitute, it is a complement. So let us start. This is a beautiful case of a male. He's around late 40s, and he's married, has children, 2 children. His height is around 5'10". This time that I saw him, 140 pounds. He was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, taking medications for 8 years from psychiatrists. He says that he felt more stuck and couldn't take care of even simple things in the household while he was on this medication. During this time, he always had excessive worries, panic attacks, anxiety crisis, lack of energy, depression as a consequence of distress, because he was not feeling any better. He began to question himself. Where is the joy and happiness to life? Where is the energy? He even wished not to be here or alive. So he said that after having this diagnosis, he even felt worse. Like having that label of being bipolar gave him a lot of weight and made him very sad. It was very heavy and dense for him and made him very sad. He felt like he was trapped. So these are things he was mentioning to me. Some complaints are his repetitive negative thoughts, repetitive feeling of being stuck, sensitive to loud sounds, buzzing sound in the head when stressed. And his goal was to gain weight. He was underweight. He wants mental ease, acceptance, calm, deep sleep, and more positive thoughts. And these are all the beautiful things that we need to feel good, right? Repetitive negative thoughts do not serve us. They deplete our energy, drain our energy, and the energy of feeling stuck, because we're still cycling those negative circle of thoughts, right? And the sensitive sound, it's going to be louder. There's going to be a heightened sensitivity to noise, because his nervous system is very hyperactive. And observing him, I noticed that he had a lot of low energy. He was depressed. He was sad. He cried. He was pale, yellow skin, cold hands and feet. So we look at this in Ayurveda. We checked his tongue, and there was a deep emotional groove. There was malabsorption on the tongue. So he was eating very fast or distracted, because his nutrients were not being absorbed. There was also a yellow tinge on his small intestine. So we can look at that in the tongue. So we are observing these things, what is going on. So definitely there was some sort of inflammation, but also there was a depletion of circulation, and there was heat, and his liver was also depleted, diminished. So there was a suppression of emotions. What was going on? That was the next question. But at this moment, we're just observing, right? We're trying to help support the person with diet, lifestyle, and self-care, meditation, yoga techniques, so he can come back to himself, right? He has a family, beautiful family, and he has to take care of them. He has to work and provide. So this is the dynamic of the family. It's very important to take care of the family as a whole, because it also affects the children, right? So there was pitta aggravation, that fire and water energy. And when this happens, actually, right? So when there's an aggravation of that heat in the body, that fire, what happens is it starts digesting the other tissues in the body. So it creates emaciation. And that's what was happening to him. And that emaciation started creating heat. And when that excess heat comes, guess what happens? It's like basically like our body becomes fumes, air and space is activated, right? There's dryness, and we start exhibiting anxiety, panic attacks, and all these other disorders happen because we start creating this aggravation within our body. We don't know where this is coming from, but even just suppressing emotions is very dangerous. And I understand, as we spoke and throughout time, we were together for 2 years. We're still together, but after 2 years, he's beautifully with his family. This is just to tell you, but I realized that he was suppressing emotions because as a man, you're not supposed to cry. And as a man, you're supposed to be strong always. And slowly working with him through marmotherapy, we were able to release and cry and let it go. And learn that you can love yourself and you can be vulnerable, and it is safe and it's okay, because through that vulnerability there's strength. Through that understanding of your emotions, there's strength. So he became empowered. But let us continue. I don't want to spoil it. So I suggested him an Ayurvedic diet to pacify his Pitta dosha, his Pitta and Vata dosha. What is that? I told him to not consume animal products. Animal products can aggravate that fire within him. And anything that was cold and dry, Vata dosha related, or crunchy, raw foods, avoid. He was having a lot of salads and he was eating red meat. So we stopped that completely. We were eating more mung, which are the mung beans, and lentils, and he can have rice and vegetables. And I told him to eat slowly and sitting down, because as I observed in the tongue, there was malabsorption, and this was not nourishing his body. So that's not allowing him to gain weight. Also, another thing is that when the person is very anxious and stressed, according to their body type, it's sometimes, and people are, it's interesting because people are like, how can the person not increase weight? Yes, it happens. The same way that people have difficulty losing weight, there are people who have difficulty gaining weight, and that's okay. So we have to decrease this stress and this anxiety that is surrounded by these thoughts, right? So a lot of this is, thinking about the superpower of the mind in Ayurveda. The mind has everything. It can create us or destroy us. So that is why, and the mind is everywhere. We cannot grasp it. We cannot do something to it. We can just observe, witness, and help ourselves by taking care of ourselves. So I told him that the first step to his healing was seeing him that he was here is a big thing. It's a big shift, right? That he wants to help himself. So that's the first part in healing. The other thing he said was that when he was stressed, there was a buzzing sound in his head, and that was really disturbing. And that makes sense, right? So it's that stress that is taking over him, taking over his thoughts, and he's easily being pulled into those negative thought patterns. I did tell him to eat slowly, sitting down, to sleep by 10 p.m. If we sleep past 10 p.m., guess what happens? The mind starts racing, and the mind doesn't stop. Maybe 2 a.m., it's a certain time. We enter after 10 p.m., we enter the cycle from 10 to 2 p.m. Pitta. So there's all transformative energy. But if we sleep during the kapha cycle, that earthy cycle, that water element, earth and water, that is nourishing our tissues, it's going to help us, because it's also going to nourish our tissues, and it's also going to help us sleep. I did suggest to him to start creating a daily routine of applying nasya, nose oil, special nose oil with herbs in his nose morning and evening to help him ground his mind especially. A lot of the focus here was the mental energy. And remember, the mind is everywhere. So the mind is not here. This is the brain. This is a faculty. But the mind is everywhere. And then Brahmi oil. It's a special oil that I asked him to put on the crown of his head, his feet, and belly button. So that will help ground him. That will help recollect his energy and bring him back to center, especially to allow him to sleep easy. And to help his thoughts, right? Because his thoughts were racing. He did marmotherapy weekly, which helped him a lot. He did take Ayurvedic herbs to help reduce his anxiety, to help his liver, his sleep, also cleansing, right? Some cleansing herbs. And after some time, he did mention that he was more relaxed and his anxiety would decrease. As he felt more relaxed, his anxiety decreased. And after the sessions, you could see it. I would notice, like, just showing him that relaxing is a safe space for him helps a lot, because knowing that he can relax by himself and he can see that space of relaxation, he can help himself, he can calm, like there is a calm space within him, is safe, and it's wonderful, and that educates him that it's available to him. So he says that marma therapy helped bring him to a space of calmness, inner tranquility, that made him realize that feeling more positive was possible. Isn't that beautiful? So he realized, right, that feeling more positive was possible, and that his health could improve as well. So that is a big shifting point. That is a big shifting point, because if he starts feeling good, that means he's going to continue. He's going to push to feel better. So he did continue his Ayurvedic lifestyle, his diet, self-care, even yoga and meditation. That was a part of his daily life. Now he's living a life with his family, happy life. He's now able to function normally as a husband and father, and is able to manage the family business. Today, he continues his deep relaxation practice called Yoga Nidra. You could do that once a day. He practices patience during his process of healing, which is important. He realized that Ayurveda is when we decide to take ownership of our life and health. So, as Ayurvedic professionals, we are the vehicles to help support the health and well-being of the clients via all these tools. But clients need to use them to heal. So this is very beautiful. It took 2 years of his consistent practice, of his consistent, desire of feeling better. And even when he didn't feel better, it was okay. Even when he had those drawbacks, it's okay, because it's telling him that what he's feeling as he's feeling better, is good than what he used to feel. So it's a back and forth. Your body's adjusting to this new you. This is very powerful. He is not taking any medication for bipolar disorder. He's good. He's flourishing, and you could see it even in his family, his children. His children are so happy to actually have dad back in his life after 8 years, which was really hard, even his wife. So I am so happy, and I'm deeply grateful for this opportunity to be able to help a beautiful family flourish and nourish and thrive. So think about this, it's possible, and important thing is to be consistent and help yourself and seek ways that you feel good, feel good to you. So thank you for being here. I send you so much love. If you have any questions, please share. I'd love to hear from you, and I'm going to share more of these because there are many, many more. I just have to organize them and be able to share them with you in a way that is easy and flows and understood. Well, thank you so much. Much love to you. Many blessings.